Hello, hello, and welcome to Psychic Truth. This is Love Weekly, where I, Joy, consult the tarot. I am Joy, reader 8755. You can find me over to psychictruth.com. Again, Joy, reader 8755. Now, this week, I am going to consult the tarot about love, but I'll tell you what I'm feeling swirling around as I do this. It's like a collective, so come on in. Love is actually the highest vibe. And we all are beings and creatures that desire to be loved, to be embraced, to be accepted. We all want that. It is a natural feeling to want to be connected to someone else. Okay, so what I am picking up on is there's a lot of love in the air. Right now, there will be a lot of new connections coming in. There will be a lot of rekindling of old loves, old flames, exes coming right on back around. So what I want to say, and the cards are absolutely reflecting this, turning of new leaves. So there's duality within all. Sometimes when an old flame or an ex or a lover returns to our life, we want to consider, is it worthy of our energy? Is this something that is going to up level us? Are we going to be able to build a solid, healthy, stable foundation? Or is it going to be that repeating pattern again? There's a lot of sexual energy flowing. Right now, there's a lot of people who have the high libido. There will be primal urges, it's just the lineup in the sky and the way that the planets and the moon, it all has an effect on us. It's just the way that we are created. So sometimes what I'm saying, it is okay to give into those feelings and to allow yourself that even exchange of energy, to allow yourself those high vibing moments and that wonderful exchange and that happiness. But other times we want to not fall head first into the physical urges. This card is screaming to me of high libido, sexual drive, intimacy, the urge for intimacy, the urge for connection. A lot of times when we are desiring the urge for connection, it isn't always needing to be sexual. It could be cuddling. It could be sharing. It could be, that pillow talk, those sharing of deep feelings and emotions. That is a huge form of intimacy. It's a huge form of sharing. And also the ability to keep the connection open and clear. We must communicate what we're feeling, what we need, what's going on inside. The aces are new. And the swords represent our words and our thoughts. So let's turn it around. Let's say, hey, it wasn't working out when we were lying, when we were hiding, when we were being deceitful. This Seven of Swords is all about deceit. It's about thievery as well. So when I'm picking up off of this Seven of Swords, you see he's got too many swords. How many swords can one person wield? He's only got two hands. He's looking over his shoulder. He's got to make sure no one is seeing him. No one's watching him. No one's aware, because he's got to make up a new lie to cover up the last lie, to cover up that lie. He's got to remember them as well. Sometimes people come back and this Seven of Swords is reversed. They are turning a new leaf. So it's like duality. I'm feeling both sides of the coin here. Many of us are having, people coming in from our past, exes, old lovers, old flames that we had really toxic connections with. And it's not a good idea to take that person back, even though we're still emotionally connected. A lot of us have soulmate connections and ties that are not healthy. These become toxic over time. We ignore the red flags and they just get worse and worse and they spiral out of control. But other times people are looking at themselves. They are doing some inner reflection and they have made choices. And it's all about choice in life. Not everyone is unable to change. Some people change. And so there's going to be a lot of us experiencing people from the past that come back in and they will have shown immense change, massive growth, massive up leveling. The connection feels deeper. You'll notice with soulmates, they'll come back around in your life. It's all about timing. It really is. Sometimes you'll run into a person, you may be in a relationship, you may not be ready. It may not be the good time or the best time for that connection, but they'll come back around again because what's meant for you in life will always find its way to you. There's a lot of magic in the air, and this is all love. There are some serious connections being made right now, and a lot of us are fearful. We're holding back because we're stuck on how something didn't go well in the past, how we were betrayed. 444, how we were betrayed in the past, how, something happened and it made us say, hey, we're never going to let that happen again. We are going to guard ourselves. We're going to make sure that we're never hurt again. But within that guarding and that putting up the wall in front of our hearts, we often miss out on what's meant for us. We miss out on what leads to victory. We miss out on our successes and those powerful connections that we are absolutely meant to have in life because we're still stuck. We're stuck with the anxiety. We're stuck with the emotions. We're stuck with the cord. We're stuck dwelling and just focusing on how things went wrong, how we feel disappointed, how we felt disregarded. We have got to focus in on our own inner values, our own self-worth, the way we feel about ourselves. We put off an energy and then we draw in others who match that vibration. So when we're talking about these new, that aren't really new connections coming in, now there are a lot of new connections coming in, but I'm mainly focusing on old flames, exes, toxic connections that you guys work so hard to release yourself from, because there's this huge feeling of feeling victimized, feeling stuck within a union, and then releasing that union. And then that person, and you moving on, making these steps, healing yourself, fixing your life, refocusing your energy. You're doing so much better. And then that person with that toxic energy returns. So you've got to make a choice. What is worthy of your attention, your energy, your focus? Is it something that, you feel is going to benefit you in your situation? Is it something that feels healing, or is it something that feels temporary? Is it a honeymoon period? Has this person really done the work on themselves? Have you done the work on yourself? You've got to trust your inner knowing, that first gut feeling, that instinctual feeling, that vibe you feel, the exchange. There's always an energy exchange when you come near someone, when you chat with them, even on the phone, even if you're texting, there is a definite energy exchange. So you've got to follow those feelings, those emotions. You have to understand that some connections are not meant forever, and some connections are meant to come back around. There's no certain set of rules. We all have free will. So that goes back to our choices. You want to be mindful. You want to look at the choices you've made in the past. And you want to make sure that you're not going to be on that hamster wheel, the same patterns, the same cycles over and over, never getting anywhere, never having something change, because you can't expect change. Just gathering these cards out of the way. You can't expect change when you're doing the same thing over and over again. So follow your intuition. Pay attention to those red flags. Now let's just consult our oracle deck real quickly and see what we get here, because we are still just loving the vibe. We're loving the vibes. There may be that duality. There may be a lot going on. There may be a lot of toxic connections coming back to us, but we have the power to make a choice. A lot of us are just getting over the loss. I'm serious. A lot of us are just getting over the loss, we're healing. And then those toxic connections are finding their way back to us. We want to be strong. I know that we have missed them. I know it was a lot of suffering. I know we took so hard and so long to get where we are, to make ourselves feel better, to level up, to continue on with life, despite the pain and the heartache. But you've got to remember, we are creatures of habit. We're here to learn. Not everyone is going to be the good guy. If life is like a play, someone's got to play the bad guy. These experiences, these connections, these relationships, they are for learning. Everything is for learning. Each of us has a twin, and we have soulmates, a plethora of soulmates, some not even lovers, but we are talking about love. We need to release the shame that we hold, the guilt that we hold for the things we allow for ourselves. A lot of us allowed less than we deserved, and a lot of us allowed less than we deserved because we did not see our own true worth. We didn't see our own true value. See those hearts? 3 is creation, but it doesn't matter what other people see you as or what they think. You've got to love yourself. It's all about holding yourself down, loving yourself unconditionally, and also honoring your body, honoring your feelings, honoring your heart. Honor your truth. Speak your truth. Keep the communication open. Shut that communication down when those toxic flames, those toxic, exes, the toxic old flames, when they return, make sure you protect your energy and don't go back into a place that takes you into toxicity. You hear my kitty cat. She's over there calling her daddy, her hubby, for some loving right now. Love is in the air. Love is absolutely the highest vibe. I absolutely love you. And make sure you guys come visit us over at thepsychictruth.com. Happy holidays and much love from me to you.